Hello mathematicians, this is Mrs. Petrova with another lesson for 6th grade math, specifically lesson 613. There are a few things you need in order to continue. I have created this handout and you may print it if you have a printer. If not, you will need your classwork paper from your notebook or just a blank paper. Set up this way. You need to go to your ebook, lesson 613, and of course things to write and highlight. So go ahead and pause the video and prepare yourself. Today's lesson's target is problem solving with division, and of course our title is how many pies, what is the whole? So if you are starting with blank new paper, you would write down your title and of course the date. If you are following along with this handout because you printed it or I've given it to you from class, go ahead and continue using that. Problem 6-26. Pies for percussionists. Troy is a proud drummer in the Mini Mites marching band, and he has invited his fellow drummers over for a party. When he called to order 3 pies for the local bakery, he was told that each pie would be cut into pieces that are each 1/8 of a pie. Troy is wondering if he has ordered enough pie to share with all drummers. The first sentence gives us the story and we know there will be a party. However, the math information is Troy ordered 3 pies. And the other thing is he was told that each pie would be cut into pieces, and specifically 1/8. Each piece will be 1/8 of a pie. Now I can see the picture that is divided into 8 equal pieces, and one of those is 1 out of 8. And I also see there are 3 total pies. So he's wondering if he ordered enough pie. So let's continue reading. How many pieces of pie will he have in all? Draw a picture to represent this situation. Be prepared to explain your answer to the class. So those of you who are using your own paper, you need to pause the video. You need to write down your problem, and you don't have to copy everything, but problem number and of course the picture. And then you would just say problem A and answer the question. So before we answer this question, let's make sure we know what we're being asked. It says how many pieces. So I'm going to count this as 1 piece, and then it's asking for all in all. And we have in all 3 pies. Go ahead and try to answer on your own first, and then check your work with this video. So in my notes, I wrote that 1 piece is 1/8, and there are 8 pieces for 1 whole. So altogether, there are 24, or 3 groups of 8 as my total pieces. So pause the video and write it down. If you did make a mistake, go ahead and fix it. This problem can be represented with a division sentence as well as several other number sentences. Work with your team to find 2 or more number sentences to describe the situation. Be sure that one of the number sentences uses division. So definitely pause the video and try to work on your own and write down in the space over here different type of sentences, specifically number sentences, to represent this situation. I will share mine in a moment. Okay, I would like to share my addition sentence. I also came up with a multiplication sentence, but did you come up with a division problem? Remember they said that we're supposed to do at least one of them to have division. So I'm thinking is we started with 3 whole pies. So to do my division, I'm starting with 3 whole pies, and we had to divide it. Or the store, the bakery actually divided it into 1/8 pieces, and we got 24 pieces. So here's my division problem, I really want to make sure I'm highlighting the division situation, and I got pieces as my answer. So as visual, I could write this statement as well as the division. I know this is something new because we have not really divided by 1/8 or by a fraction yet. So just in terms of the picture, it does make sense. So letter C, including Troy, there will be 12 people at the party. If all 3 pies are shared equally, what portion or part of 1 pie will each person get? Represent the situation with 2 or more number sentences. Use the diagram for part A to explain your answer. Now, a lot of information is here. So what I want to make sure I'm understanding is there's 12 people, including him. They are going to be sharing equally. And the part that really they want me to figure out is what portion or part of 1 pie will each person get. So let's pause the video and try to figure out based on what we have or we already know. So the first part is we know that is 24 pieces. 1 pie also has 8 pieces. And again, there's 12 people. So how would you try on your own? Pause the video and write problem letter C. And again, if you're on your own with a piece of paper, you will record C. Perhaps the question you might want to copy. So I know that there's total of 24 pieces and there's 12 people. So logically speaking, each person will get 2 pieces. Each person or each musician will get 2 pieces. But they're asking me what portion, right, of the whole is each person's gonna get. So if we draw just that 1 pie, and we have 8, so the way I do it is I do 1/4 and 1/2. So right now I know that each person, let's even shade it, so we'll get these. So this looks to me is 1 part, let's do a different, 1 out of 4 parts, so 1/4 or 2 out of 8. So to write it, how would we write it as a number statement? That's what they're challenging us to do. So one way you could do it is 2 pieces, each of it is 1/8, so together is 2/8, which also is the same as 1/4 or 1/4. So that's one statement that you could write. Another statement we could write is, you remember how they wanted more? I could have written 24 divided by 12, but that just gives me the 2. So in this case, I could do as well, let's see, 1/8 plus 1/8, I guess. So 1 piece plus 1 piece, so that's gonna give me the 2/8 as well. So I wrote 2 statements about letter C. We're going to continue with another core problem, problem 6-27. Sarah had just made 3 fresh pies when she got a phone call from her boss, Glenda. Glenda, how many pies do you have so far? 3. Glenda, that's only 1/8 of the number we need for today's order. How many pies does the bakery need for the day? Draw a picture to represent this situation. So going back to the math important information, we should recognize that there's 3 fresh pies and already made. However, it's not enough. They're saying it's only so far 3. So they're saying that's only 1 part out of 8, or 1/8 of the number she actually needs for today's order. So our job is to figure out how many pies does the bakery need for the whole day. Not only that, is they want us to draw a picture to represent the situation. So I'm gonna start with 3 pies. So I'm gonna circle or color or draw. So 1, 2, 3 pies. Maybe with the pen is better. Let's see. 1, 2, 3. But they're saying that is only 1 out of 8. So this is a portion. So this is 1 part out of 8 parts. So if I'm counting and looking at this, it's 1 part. So how can I draw the whole to represent 1 out of 8? Try on your own by pausing the video. Okay, so I'm going to continue by saying, well, this is 1 part. I need total of 8 parts. And they will be empty pies because they have not been baked yet. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If you have a number line, you can just do it on a number line. I'm making it into a rectangle. So I'm doing 8 equal parts. Looks like that. So right now I have 8 equal parts and only 1 part is what I have. So definitely the situation has been represented. So let's continue with example B. Work with your team to find at least 2 different ways to represent the situation. Include at least 1 multiplication and 1 division number sense. And there's space for that I've made in this handout. Again, if you're using your own notebook, make sure you're recording everything that makes sense to you. You don't have to copy everything completely, but you answer the questions and definitely the diagrams. So if I'm thinking of a multiplication, I see that 1 part is 3 is equal to 3 pies, and our total, and that represents 1/8. But how much will be the total? There will be 3 more here, right? Or I can count them 1 pie at a time if I wanted to. So I hope you did your multiplication sentence on your own. Go ahead and check. 1 multiplication could be 3 times 8. That gives me 24. So there should be 24 pies at the end. Another way I can think about it is I can say 1/8 of the whole is 24, and that's equal to the 3 pies we started. So either or is fine. However, as a division problem, we need to think of it a little bit different. We didn't know what 24 is at first, but we could write 3. So based on here, I could do a division problem, right? So I could do 24 divided in 3 gives us 8, or 8 groups. But another interesting division problem could be 3 divided by 1/8 will also give me 24. So that's very interesting. It's kind of looking similar to what we were going above in the previous problem. So for problem 28, go ahead and try on your own and write few sentences. They're asking you how are they similar, how are they different. So you look at the notes from before for problems 6-26 and 27, and then obviously you're not being able to discuss with the class because this is a video, but it's a good idea to try on your own right now. So to go back and compare our division statements for problem 26 and 27, although they could look, the way we wrote it is the same in terms of result. However, of problem 26, the number 24 represented the small pieces of 1/8, and here the number 24 is actually pies, whole pies needed. So that's the main difference that I wanted to discuss with you. The video will continue with problem 6-30, which is also a core problem for you to know. Troy and Philip both noticed that each time they represented a problem with a division sentence, they could write a related multiplication sentence. Their diagram decided to see if they could represent each situation below in 4 ways: with words, diagrams a multiplication number sentence and a division number sentence. Help them finish what they started by filling in the missing representations. Part A has been partially completed. So this is where part A starts with. So let's take a look. We have our symbols as two sentences, looks like a division and multiplication. The diagram has not been completed. And then we have answer in words. So the directions are reminding us that every time we have a division problem, we're able to represent as multiplication sentence or are related. So I see this into the example A. So let's take a look at the diagram and what the question is for A. How many quarter pies make 3 whole pies? So right now I need to have looks like 3 is the given information right now. So how many quarter pies will make 3 whole pies? I will start my diagram with 3 whole pies. I would prefer to use a circle because it's easier. It represents a pie instead of a number line. Now a quarter in each pie, so we're dividing each whole into a quarter. And now my answer should be, I have 12 pieces. We can count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So that is why we have 3 times 4 equals 12. Let's take a look at the answer in words. 12, so that's what we got. Quarter pie, so a quarter of the pie. That's 1/4 of the whole. And we can make 3 whole pies. So that makes sense to me. Go ahead and try B on your own. Please make sure you're reading and then write the important information. For example, question in words is $5 is 1/3 of how much money? So try on your own. Okay, personally, it's easy for me to start with a diagram. So it looks like I have $5 or like a bill. I'm gonna draw a $5 bill, and then it says it's only 1/3 of how much money. That means I need another piece and another piece to represent the whole. So this is 1/3 of the whole, and the whole is made out of 3 groups of 5. So right now in one of my sentences I could write 3 groups of 5 equals 15. Or I could say 1/3 of the whole, 15, is equal to 5. So there's different ways we could write it. Remember, we want to write it as a division problem. As a division problem might be a little bit tricky, but it's almost like where 5, it could be 5 divided by 1/3. Also gives us 15. Or thinking 5 times 3 is 15. So as a multiplication, the easiest way I could see is 3 groups of 5. So let's write that down too. 3 times 5 equals 15. Now answer in words, so you already heard it. Go ahead and pause the video and write it yourself. So how much total money? Yes, 15. Moving on to letters C and D, I encourage you to definitely try completely on your own. And then towards the end of the video, which will be that problem, come back and check your work. I wanted to share the diagram with letter C. I started it, but it's definitely not finished. So there's the $50, but together there's 2 pieces to make $1. So I have to make $30, but in here is in groups of 2s, right? So 2, and mine is not even finished. You can see I have $5, 10, 15. I need to continue all the way to 30, dot, dot, dot. So that means the answer in words will be, I need 60 halves, 60 of these little ones, 60 of the $50 to get to $50 to have $30. And let's see, what did you write for your sentences? So one way is the half of the whole. So the whole is the $60. So that gives me the $30. But if I wanted to really do a division problem, we want to make the $30, but I need to divide by 1/2. So it's really gave me $60. Oh, I'm sorry, 60 is not the dollars. In this case, 60 is little halves. So they might be confusing over here, but 60 means 1 here and 1 here. That's 2, and all of these little ones are the 60. So the 60 represents the little halves. Letter D, a little bit tricky. Hopefully you could try on your own, or this could be your challenge. Thank you for watching.